Be ready. 5 seconds. Start. I am happy to welcome you all to this meeting to discuss problems faced by the agriculture sector and search for their solutions. This meeting is in fact a follow up of the 51st meeting of the National Development Council. You may recall that the mid-term appraisal of the 10th plan had withdrawn pointed attention to the problems in the agriculture sector and especially the loss of dynamism in this sector, which is a major cause of rural distress. There was general agreement among chief ministers that this problem deserved urgent attention, and it was decided to constitute a subcommittee of the National Development Council under the chairmanship of Shri Sharad Pawar ji to examine in depth the problems facing Indian agriculture and to suggest implementable action plans. I am glad to learn that the subcommittee has been constituted and its first meeting has been convened. I do not want to preempt the deliberations of the subcommittee, but I felt it was appropriate for the full planning commission to discuss the issues as an attempt into the working of the subcommittee. Let me briefly recapitulate some of the issues. The MTA has emphasized the role of a weakening of domestic demand expressed in terms of per capita domestic consumption of major farm products such as cereals, pulses, edible oils, sugar, milk, fruits, and vegetables since the very beginning of the ninth plan, and also a slowdown in export demand. We need to look at various ways to enhance domestic demand. The National Employment Guarantee Scheme is a major step in this direction. We must ensure that the scheme is effectively implemented. For export promotion, apart from the promotional measures of agri exports, we need to address the fundamental issue of competitiveness, which essentially depends on higher productivity, better quality, and lower cost of exportable agri products, and on logistic arrangements for exports, including especially cold chains. Farmers as well as extension workers need to be educated to upgrade their skills for improving the quality of products in conformity with the sanitary and high sanitary standards laid down by an international organization or even by an importing country. On the supply side, we need to step up investment in agriculture in general and irrigation and related aspects in particular. The progress in completing ongoing irrigation projects has been very disappointing. We need concerted efforts to expedite ongoing but unfinished projects. The agricultural development of dry land and rain-fed areas, which constitute 60% of the net sown area, poses a major challenge. Many of these areas are home to the poorest section of our population. The National Common Minimum Program has committed to introduce a special program for dryland farming in the arid and semi-arid regions of the country. I am told that the Ministry of Agriculture is working on this program in consultation with the Planning Commission. The National Employment Guarantee Scheme will cover many of the districts in these areas. This should provide immediate spur, but we have to ensure that these interventions lead to sustained growth and development. In the long run, we have to make agriculture viable, sustainable, and reliable in these areas so as to create large scale employment opportunities both in the farm and the non farm sectors. To this end, I had announced the formation of a National Rainfed Area Authority. The Planning Commission has been asked to present workable proposals to this end. Corrective steps are urgently needed to revive agriculture support systems like extension, seeds, and credit. We had announced a doubling of the credit flow to agriculture in the next 3 years. An action plan to ensure 30% growth rate for all agencies was fixed, and I am happy to state that this target has been exceeded. I hope that implementation of the Vaidya Committee recommendations, on which a substantial consequences has already been built, would pave the way for effective and democratic functioning of the cooperatives, which will provide further boost to the credit delivery system. On other segments of the support system, I understand that the Ministry of Agriculture has taken a number of initiatives. I am sure the subcommittee of the NDC will review these and make them as effective as possible. The other critical requirements for agricultural dynamism include development of new generation technologies. A much sharper focus is required on strategic research for evolving these technologies. This task obviously belongs to the agricultural research system of the ICAR, the state agriculture universities, and the Department of Biotechnology. In this context, it is necessary to operationalize the National Fund for Strategic Agricultural Research as early as possible. Before I conclude, I must touch upon two important points relating to crop diversification and market reforms. Indian agriculture in the future must move from the traditional grain based strategy followed in the past towards diversification, emphasizing horticulture, poultry, and livestock in order to keep up with the changing consumer preferences as well as to provide higher returns to the farmers in the country now.